TaxiBot is part of the eco-friendly electromobility project AIRportal at Frankfurt Airport. 3 TaxiBot aircraft tugs are currently being tested, and it's almost finished. TaxiBot will be ready for operation by the end of 2014. Peter Hensel, Chief Training Captain for the Boeing 747, has been part of the project from the beginning.
Es hat sich ein Riesenschritt weiterentwickelt.
We've taken a giant stride since we first started with our tests about 4 years ago. Not on a 747, but we did a rolling test with some scrap parts of an old 747 at an old airport to the southwest of London. It was still very basic and quite juddery. I'm excited to see how far developed it is now. The fact alone that the tug remains in the axis of the aircraft makes the rolling process a lot smoother, so we've come from a prototype to a device ready for production. TaxiBot is a tow-barless 800 horsepower aircraft tug, designed to pull a fully occupied aircraft without running engines from gate to runway. Rainer Frischkorn and 9 more Lufthansa pilots are currently performing a workload evaluation. All parameters for handling the tug are calibrated in order to make the TaxiBot reactions identical to conventional taxiing. This way, pilots can start directly into safe operation without having to go through practical training.
Rolling with the TaxiBot feels similar to rolling with the aircraft itself.
You do notice that there's another device giving propulsion, but the engines aren't running and acceleration is different.
The
rolling itself is very similar, and so is the controllability of the aircraft. The radii we can roll are almost identical, and control and maneuverability are outstanding. I still see potential for improvement at the fine-tuning at higher speed, which we haven't been able to test today on this small apron. To some extent, it's still noticeable, in terms of passenger comfort, that the device reacts very promptly to control commands, especially at higher speed, which sometimes results in slight lateral acceleration. Already awarded a prize for green innovation, the new procedure with the diesel-electric-powered aircraft tug reduces noise and saves kerosene and time. In many nighttime tests, the technical performance of the TaxiBot system was thoroughly reviewed. On the 25th of August, the hybrid tug has to prove its everyday suitability for the first time. How will TaxiBot proceed in regular airport traffic? Is it fast enough at 42 kilometers per hour? Are the selected parameters like acceleration and speed practical? Project manager Bernhard Weiss is satisfied. In the past few weeks, we primarily took care of the software, the coordination within the system, which we evaluated once more and adapted to the 737. The final workload evaluation is yet to be carried out, which means the workload of the pilot has to be examined again. After that, certification is a mere formality. Pushback with the TaxiBot. The nose wheel of the aircraft is on a turntable. Via electric motors, all control impulses of the captain are transferred directly to the all-wheel steering of the tug. According to aviation law, responsibility for a tow with passengers on board lies with the captain. The engines remain turned off. As soon as the pilot releases the brakes of the aircraft, the tug begins to move like a car with automatic transmission. After pushback, the aircraft can roll on with the TaxiBot. Time is saved and traffic jams on the apron avoided. At least 600 kilograms of kerosene could be saved on each rolling procedure of an A380, with a corresponding reduction of CO2 emissions. In addition, the TaxiBot tow is only half as loud as an aircraft rolling conventionally. The TaxiBot is uncoupled just before the runway. Simultaneously, the pilot can start the engines and wait for clearance for takeoff. Program Director Gerhard Baumgarten is pleased with today's testing. We've performed altogether 131 tests in the presence of the aviation authorities. There were error situations like a control failure of the all-wheel steering or a deactivation of the brake. Emergency stop situations were simulated, and now we're happy to have passed all 131 tests, waiting for the European aviation authorities to give us the certificate. TaxiBot stands for more efficient rolling on the apron, is eco-friendly and quiet. All testing procedures for the necessary certification have been completed successfully. TaxiBot is ready for EASA approval.